So I have a request for some concrete, so I'm going to start by putting the primary colors first. Okay, and then I'll add the blue. So after I've added my primary colors, I'm going to come in with my gray and do a wash over the entire field. After the color's in, I'm going to let this dry. Okay, after this gray is dried, I'm going to come with the next gray, which is a value darker. I'm going to pop the grout or the score lines. Then I'll repeat this for the verticals as well. When I have all the score lines accented with the second color, I'm going to come back with the first color and apply another coat. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. Now I'm going to come in after that's dried. I'm going to add some stippling with the second color. I'm going to vary my dot size. Apply this all over the field. After the texture's applied, I'm going to take the brush tip. I'm going to accent these grout lines quickly again with a little bit wider draw. Right, and then I'll do the verticals as well. And then I'm going to let this dry. Next I'm going to take the darkest gray. I'm going to quickly do a line over the top of each one of these joints. And then I'll do the verticals as well. Next I'm going to take the first gray color. I'm going to use the fine tip of this brush and I'm going to do some horizontal texturing. And I'll do the same thing with the second color. Now I'm going to take the darkest color and do some fine point stippling across the field. The darkest color has a little more blue and purple in it than the medium color gray. So I'm just going to kind of randomly stipple some of this darker color in the field. You can see how the blues and the pinks are coming through nicely. We've got a nice little streaky gradient of gray, blue, and pink across the field, which gives us a nice depth in the color. Okay. Next I'm going to take a black color pencil, white opaque gel pen, and we're going to try a couple of things with stipple textures and the score joints. So I'm going to take the black colored pencil first. I'm going to stipple some areas. I may even kind of do some cross textures, kind of like we do with the stone and the granite. So we kind of model up the surface a little bit. And I'll do that in this zone only. Maybe those would be cracks in the sidewalk or something, so to speak. Yeah, so that's one way. Another way would be to add some white to that. So I'm going to continue to put the black texture up until about this point in the field. And then I'll come back in and add some white. Now that the black is added, I'm going to come in and do some stippling with the white, opaque white gel pen. And I may add just a line or two here and there. Now in this other half, I'm going to try using the opaque white and kind of accent some of these score lines. Now I'm placing it right on top of the darkest value. Then I'll continue this across the field, and then eventually do the verticals. When I do the verticals, I'm going to do this leading edge right at the edge of the crack. I'm not going for the same look as with the tile. I'm just kind of accenting the grout, or sorry, the score line with a dark and a light. Okay. Now I may add some stipples in as well. Okay, I'm going to let that sit a minute and use a black color pencil. Now that I've got my white stipples, I'm going to go in with my black color pencil. I'm going to do kind of a V shape on each one of these. Try and keep it as thin as possible. But this is kind of trying to communicate would be like a rock salt finish or a hawk or chip out of the concrete. Could also be similar to an exposed aggregate. when we combine the black and the white together, it starts to give it some shadow and depth in the field. And I'll continue to do this across the field. Next, I wonder what would happen if I put this orangish brown color right in the middle, just to kind of separate the two. Right. Then if I went back with one of my darker grays, the darkest gray, and extend my joint a little bit. It might be a nice sample for a tinted concrete and kind of a, well, mine's orange, but looking on the screen it's kind of a pinkish rose color. But we'll go ahead and add some texture to it with the white and the black pencil as well. So I've added the white to the grout lines. Now I've got this medium color of gray, or not the grout, the score lines. I'm going to kind of build up that edge a little bit. It's like I smeared some there. Just rub it off with my finger. Next I'll take my black color pencil and I'll go real thin line right on the top of that white. Okay. Now I'm going to do the vertical right on the inside of that white. I'm doing each little cell individually so the color pops a little better. Okay. Now I'm going to take and do some stippling. This I'm going to do, my stipples not where they're little circles, but more like little dashes or squiggles. So it'll be kind of the texturing on the concrete surface. And I'll take my white and kind of do the same. And so there you have it, 3 different tones of concrete. The movie picture is a little bit different than what you'll see in the still shot.